Hello everybody, I have opened my two decks of the CS Tarot deck and I'm going to do a quick review of it. This is Conrad, the creator. Well, that's not me, that's just my hand. This is me over here. Okay, I'm very camera shy, so let's just go straight back to the deck. This is the box that I've created. I didn't feel right adding it on the NPC website. It's so much, it's like an additional $18 I think, and I just thought that was ridiculous. So if anyone wants to make their own deck, let me know. My email address is conradsteyn@live.com and I'll happily send you the PDF and you can create your own. What I'm going to do now is just show you very quickly some of the differences between the deck that Simon and Becca reviewed, the prototype deck, and the one that's available right now for purchase. I'm also going to speak about the different card stock, the S33 Superior Smooth, as well as the S310, which is the linen finish. This is the prototype cards. I've made a change to the Fool. You can see in the prototype that the Fool and the Magician, their background is so similar. Eh? So what I wanted to do was have a bit more variety. I don't want those cards to come in sequence in a reading and then have the cards, have it just look like it's the same sort of cut and paste, because I haven't done that. I've treated every card in its own unique way. What I'm going to pick up now is linen finish card of the new background of the Fool. Some people have had issues with the linen finish and they're saying that it's flimsy, and I'm going to tackle that a bit later. It's not a thickness competition, hey? These are some of the changes that I've made. This is the Queen of Cups. You can see the card on the left is the one that you would have purchased. The one on the right is the prototype. You can see it's slightly lighter. The background's a little bit lighter. That was deliberate. I did change that because it was a bit too intense. The Hangman is another card that's also been changed. This is the prototype I'm holding now. The one on the left is now the one that you've got available. And my reason for that change is because the more traditional Rider-Waite Smiths have a grey background on the Hanged Man card. And another difference is the background on each card. You'll see the card in the front is the prototype. The card at the back is the production model. And you'll see that it's slightly lighter. It's not a color, that's actually a scan from a Bible dictionary that's over 100 years old, and I just felt that was a little bit more authentic, like a bit more authentic way of looking aged or antiqued. Page of Pentacles, we also did a change there. That was the prototype. I just felt it was very intense, crackling. It was a bit much. I have lightened it. What I should say is I deliberately lightened the background, but if you see, the body is lighter, and that wasn't me. That's just the way it was printed. I'm not 100% happy with the printing. Some of the saturations are different, and that's completely out of my control. I just want to show you the cards at the bottom are the prototype deck. The cards at the top are the deck that's available on the market right now. You can see there's a slight variation, and the cards I've pulled are the ones where you can see the difference more notably. Two of Swords on the current deck, you can see it's a lot more blue, whereas the prototype one was a lot more gray. Knight of Swords, I spent a lot of time changing him. You can see it's very intense in the prototype, and I didn't want it as bad as that, so I lightened it very slightly, but the result is a lot lighter than the way I wanted it. And you can see it's not just me, because the entire body of the knight, the horse, everything has been lightened, and the only thing I changed, the only thing I edited was the background. So there are a lot of things like that where there's been a discrepancy, and it's very disappointing for me. What I'm going to show you now are the two different card stocks. This is another thing. I darkened the background considerably when I did this last print, and it's supposed to look like the box. I don't know if you can tell, the box is a bit more orange. Can you see that? Whereas when they printed it, it looked identical to the original file. So it's, again, just very frustrating for me. NPC have assured me that when they print again, that they will check, make sure the colors are accurate. I've emailed them PDFs of exactly how it's supposed to be, comparing the different examples. This here is the linen finish that I was promoting. The deck that I was saying is amazing, everyone must use it, and I stand by my word. The cardstock is fantastic. It's smooth as butter. You can hardly even tell that there's a linen finish. You got to look really closely. What I'm going to show you now is the one that MPC is currently sending out, and it's a far more rough textured linen finish. And I will, as I say, I'll put a screenshot of the email that they sent me now explaining why they don't have that same cardstock anymore. I tried to take a screenshot now, but the app wouldn't allow me to put the whole screen on. So I've made a video. This is an email that I've just received from Make Playing Cards. Here they are telling me, and you can read for yourself, that the 310 linen that they originally sent me is no longer available as the paper mill is closed and they're unable to offer it anymore. So my apologies to anyone who's not happy with the cardstock. I've really gone out of my way to try make everyone happy. It's not me. The one that I recommended is now no longer available, and this is the reason why. So I just want everyone to be in the loop so that you know what's going on. I also just want people to see that the linen cardstock option that I'm giving you is the best one that's available. That's the cheapest one, the M30 Linen Air Light. That's the one that you can order now. This one is a little bit more expensive, the M32, but the reason I can't use it is because you have to order 1,000 decks of cards as your minimum order, and I just don't have the financial resources to do that right now. The S33 Superior Smooth is the most expensive option that they have, and everyone who's ordered it has absolutely loved it. So I'm changing my recommendation to that now. It's a really, really good quality cardstock. Let's talk about card deck thickness. This is one of my absolute favorites, Ethereal Visions. I really do love it, and to prove I love it, I've bought 2 copies. One is still unopened, so I've got no problems. I'm not complaining, but it's very thick. This is another very thick deck, a Marseille deck. I know from experience, if I give this to a client who I'm doing a reading for, they don't know what to do with it. This is what they're used to, a small poker-sized deck of cards. So if you give somebody a thick deck of cards, and if you read professionally, you'll know what I mean. 95% of my clients are ladies who have smaller hands. They don't know what to do. If I give, and this is zombie, you all know zombie tarot. If I give somebody this deck of cards in a reading and they're not used to them, it's going to look like somebody with Parkinson's having a seizure, trying to open a condom at the same time. There's going to be this disconnect, like they won't know what to do. And if you've read professionally, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So my goal wasn't to create a big, thick deck of cards. Was to create a quality deck that shuffles well, that's easy to handle, that's good quality cardstock. I just want to end off with this little 30-second clip. This is my old reading room. It's all packed up now, moving house, so everything's in boxes. So it's a little bit like, I feel a bit upset that I've had to pack this room up. And so anyone who's watching this video now would never have got a chance to see that. So I just made a quick little video before I put everything in boxes, and there's some of my cards that I have. You'll see some more over here, just more cards and more cards, cards everywhere, cards at the top. And lastly, that's where my clients would sit. And I think I want to see if the Tarot Lounge comes into the video or not. Barely. There's my little sign.